Disclaimer, this only goes over how to read and understand the checklist. This is not what you say to the examiner during your pre-trip or air brakes because I am not saying any of the descriptions. If this is all you were to say to the examiner, it would result in you failing the inspection portion of your exam. Go to the pre-trip video and air brakes video to study and memorize what you need to say to the examiner during the inspections portion. This is the checklist that you're allowed to have with you during your air brakes and pre-trip inspection. This is for the Class B, and then this is for the Class A. You cannot take it with you with any markings on it, but you can mark it as you test. So you can take a pen with you and check off items as you go. That way, if you have trouble remembering, if you said something already, you can just look back and see if you check marked it. So all of this is for your air brakes. You'll see it's not in the exact order that you're used to, so you kind of have to know how to go back and forth. You start with your air brake check. You have 4 of them. After you finish all 4, you go for your in-cab inspection, which is all of this. You start with your lighting indicators, which is your ABS light, def light, low beams, high beams, left, right, 4-way flashers. Emergency equipment, which is your fire extinguisher, 3 triangles, 6 fuses in your glove compartment, and your circuit box. Your windshield, your traffic monitoring devices, which are your mirrors, your 2 on the side, and your 2 hood mirrors. Your wipers and washers, heater, defroster, and then horns, electrical and air horn. Then you go back to do your tug test. You test your parking brake, and then you test your trailer brake, and then lastly, you check your service brake. Then here you have everything for your pre-trip inspection. You start with the lights operations check. This is when you say, "Can you help me check my lights?" And you begin checking all the lights from inside of the truck. Afterwards, you get out of the truck. Now start your pre-trip inspection. You have your lenses. You have 5 at the top, 2 at the bottom. It does not have that your vehicle is leveled and not leaning side to side, and there's no hanging hoses. You just have to remember that. Then you have your fluid levels. It's your coolant, oil dipstick, oil filler tube, and power steering. Then you have your fluid and air leaks, which is when you say that your air lines are not leaking and all of that. And then fluid, there's no fluid or puddles on the ground, under the engine or transmission area. Your steering system. This refers to your steering shaft, U-joints and sockets, gearbox, pitman arm, drag link, steering knuckle, and castle nut cotter pins. Then you go to your tires. When you talk about the inflation through the valve stem, the tread depth, 4/32 of an inch in the front tires, and the inside and outside tire wall. And then you have your rims, you have your lug nuts. It does not have studs, so you just have to remember studs. Then you have your spring mounts, front, center, and rear. Then it does not have leaf springs. You have to just remember that. Ours doesn't have airbags, so we skip that. Then you have your shock absorber or shocks. Your brake line and hoses, and that there's no leaks on it. Brake contamination, which is white or black, and what it means. Then you go to the side of the vehicle, lenses and reflectors, that's light on the side, your traffic monitoring device, your mirror, and you give the whole detail again, your battery, your fuel tank, your def tank, your frames, trailer and tractor, then combination vehicle, your air and electrical line, your connectors, which are your glad hands. So this is what you need to call out for the 5th wheel. It's only what's underlined. To begin, you start with your release arm. That is not noted here. You just have to remember. Then you have your locking jaws, which are embracing your kingpin to keep your tractor connected to your trailer. Then you talk about where your kingpin is welded to your apron. And then you talk about your skid plate, that they're sitting on each other. There's no gap between your skid plate and pickup apron. And then your skid plate is sitting on the platform, so that's not noted. So this is everything for your 5th wheel. The only 2 things not listed, your release arm and then the platform. Then you go to trailer only. You talk about your landing gear, which is your crank arm, the landing pads and leg support, and then the clearance between your landing gear and your tractor frame. And then you have your reflective tape. It's covering at least 50% of trailer length and all the description for it. You go to the rear of the trailer and you talk about your lenses, so your ID lights, tail lights, and side markers. And then your reflective tape covering 100% of the DOT bar, and then the whole description that you say for all of it. So that's the checklist. Make sure you know how to read it, what to look out for. It's gonna make you passing your air brakes and pre-trip so much easier. And remember, you don't know what it is you're starting with. It could be air brakes or pre-trip. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at 951-348-1638. We'll be more than happy to help you with anything you need regarding getting your Class A or B license. That's what we do.